Hey everyone, so as you saw from the title, I'm going to be reviving the ZBLL series. This time I'm going to be covering the U subset of ZBLLs. I'm going to be learning the algs as I make the tutorials. I think that'll just make the process more fun. And if you haven't seen my TZBLL series already, pretty much when I teach these algs, I'm going to be going over how to recognize, memorize, and execute the algs. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get started. The subset that I'll be covering in this video is just going to be the 2GLL set. And so that's whenever you have these two corners being the same color and then these two being opposites. So here's the first case. Pretty much all we have is just two twisted corners and everything else is already solved. And so in this case, you just hold the headlights on the right and do this alg. So this alg is pretty self-explanatory for memorization. All you have to do is just do a regular antisoon, and then you mirror it with a left antisoon. As for finger tricks, I would advise to do a double flick here for the U2, as well as just for the other one. I don't think there's too much to be covered for finger tricks, so yeah, and faster it would look like this. Case number 2 is also pretty easy to recognize. Pretty much we have sort of an H-print pattern just kind of all throughout this side here. That's really the best way to describe it in my opinion. So here's the alg. For recognition, for memorization, pretty much you just start with the sexy move, and then from here it's not really intuitive. This part I would just advise you to kind of memorize. But after around here, you can just do another sexy move to insert this edge, and then the rest is pretty intuitive. And faster it would look like this. Case number 3, we see that we sort of have a Z-perm pattern here, except specifically this Z-perm pattern is sort of on the left as opposed to on the right. And so just as regular Z-perm, it kind of looks like this for comparison. And the alg for this is as follows. So we're going to do a U2, put the headlights in the front. As for memorization, all it is just doing a soon and then canceled into a back soon. And for finger tricks, once again, it's just kind of a matter of making sure you're doing your double flicks during your U2s, and faster it would look like this. This case is the mirror of the previous one. So once again, we do have sort of this Z-perm pattern here, except this time it's more along the right side as opposed to on the left. And so the Z-perm here would just look like this for comparison. And here's the alg. And so for memorization, all it is just doing a back soon, like this, and then canceling into a soon. And so faster it would look like this. Here's the next case. Here we essentially have this bar in the front, and we have some opposites on the right side. You could also think of this as a U-perm, just like this. And so yeah, as long as you have the opposites here on the right as opposed to the left, this is the alg you'll do. So you start by bringing the headlights to the front and doing this. As for memorization, all it is just doing a soon, and then a U, and then anti-soon. And so faster, it would look like this. This case is the mirror of the last one. So once again, we have this bar in the front, and this time the opposites are on the left as opposed to on the right. And so it would essentially look like this U-perm for comparison. And so here's the alg you'll do. You do a U prime. For memorization, it's pretty much you take out the pair, and then you just solve this winter variation. And if you don't know how to do that, you pretty much just set up this case and then just like solve it another way. That's kind of how I would explain it. And as for finger tricks, once again, just making sure you're doing your double flicks, and I guess sort of alternating kind of with your left and right fingers like this. Like so. And so faster it would look like this. Here's our next case. I like to think of it as sort of an RB perm. As you can see, this pattern here resembles this R perm a lot. And so when you have this case, I would do a U move to put the headlights on the right. And here's the alg. Breaking it down, all it is just doing an anti-soon, u prime, and then soon, and faster it would look like this. Here's the mirror of the last case. This time we have essentially the other R perm. This is the RA perm, and this is what it would look like. You can see a lot of the similarities here. And so the alg is going to also put the headlights on the right, and here it is. Breaking it down, all it is just doing a back anti-soon, and then a U, and then a back soon. And as for finger tricks, personally, I actually like to start by doing a regrip at the start. I just think that, you know, despite there being a regrip, I think it just makes the rest of the alg flow a little better. And from here, you just make sure you're doing your double flicks or U2s. And yeah, overall, the rest of the alg, the rest of the execution is pretty self-explanatory, and faster it look like this. For this next case, I kind of like to recognize it as a T perm, but only with the bar on the right and not the one on the left. And so here's what it would look like for comparison. And so the alg you'll do is from this angle with the headlights on the right. Okay, breaking it down, pretty much we're just going to take this pair out with RE2R prime, and then we're going to take the back pair out as well, and then you're just going to insert this, and then finally solve this with a winter variation, which is just like back, sexy, and insert. And as for the execution, I don't think there's anything too noteworthy. Yeah, just make sure you start from home grip and try not to regrip. And here's the alg a little faster. So here we have a T perm, but only with the block on the left and not on the right, just like this. And here's the alg you do. It's really just the mirror of the last alg. So once again, highlights on the right. And so, yep, breaking it down, we're just going to take out this back pair with R prime U2R. We're going to take out this pair, insert this pair back, and then just solve this winter variation, which is just sexy, insert. Faster, it would look like this. Here's the next case. Pretty much all I see is we just have a U perm from this angle. It's a clockwise U perm that looks just like this, with the opposites on the left. And here's the alg you'll do. So you're going to put the headlights in the front. Breaking it down, pretty much we're going to take this pair out, do a U, and then we're going to take this pair out with R prime U2R, and then we're going to kind of insert this pair weirdly by doing like RUR prime and then inserting it, and then we can just cancel into inserting the last pair. So it's a little weird, but there it is. And for execution, this is not for everyone, but what I like to do is for the first U move, I actually like to sort of pull with my left index here, just like this, and also with this U move as well. I don't know if that's for everyone, but that's just how I like to do it. And here it is a little faster. Our last U2GLL, here we have also a U perm, except this time it's the counterclockwise U perm where the opposites are on the right side, just like this. And here's the alg you'll do. It's just the mirror of the last one. And so breaking it down, once again, we're just going to do R prime UR, and then U prime. We're going to take out this pair with R U2 R prime, and then we're going to insert this pair kind of like this, and then just cancel into the last pair. And yeah, finger tricks are pretty similar to the last one, and faster it looked like this. And so that wraps it up for the first of 6 subsets of U ZBLL. And so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative. And please let me know if there's any feedback you have, anything I can do to make these videos better. Like if there's something I explained unclearly, please leave a comment and I'll try to improve in future tutorials. So yeah, thanks so much for watching.